week in Chicago, ready for the 121st all-time meeting between NFC North rivals, the Bears, and the playoff-hungry Vikings.
And the Chicago Bears on Monday Night Football. And ball tonight.
It is not a freezing night at Soldier Field, the NFL's oldest stadium. Chicago hosts Minnesota as we welcome you to the progressive Monday night kickoff. When we last saw Dalvin Cook, he was rushing for 205 yards. He's well rested tonight off a mini Minnesota bye. And Justin Fields set to make his 10th start and take the next step towards becoming the franchise quarterback Chicago has waited so long for. But that's in the future. As for the immediate, the Vikings win here tonight. They are in playoff position. Hi, everybody. Good evening. Welcome to Monday Night Football. Lewis Riddick and former Bears quarterback Brian Greasy. I'm Steve Levy. All Minnesota is talking about is this four-game season that starts here tonight. Two of the four games are against these Bears. Minnesota's been the NFL's biggest mystery. In a three-week span, they beat the best team in the NFL, Green Bay, lost to the worst team in Detroit. So, Grease, what do we get out of these guys tonight?
I think we're going to have more of the roller coaster. And I think this team, more than any, has been inconsistent. And 12 of their 13 games have come down to one score. And I think what has to happen tonight is you got to get more consistency from both sides. The defense, certainly, but for Kirk Cousins, this next month of the season may be the most important in his career. He was brought to Minnesota to win playoff games. He's won one. He's now in his fourth year. He's playing at a very high level, very aggressive, attacking down the field, and he's using Justin Jefferson, one of the best young wide receivers we've seen come into this league in a long time. And tonight, he has an opportunity to make history. He has an opportunity to be, in only his second year, have more receiving yards than any receiver in history in their first two seasons. It's going to be a lot of fun to watch him tonight.
Yeah, I think when you're talking about roller coasters, most of that kind of terminology is really associated with the defensive side of the ball. Because just think of it like this. They have 41 sacks, which is among the best in the NFL. So you know their front seven is getting it done. Even without Daniil Hunter, they're getting it done. But they've also allowed 24 passing touchdowns, which is fourth worst in the NFL. I mean, you just can't have that. So guys like Anthony Barr, who Mike Zimmer, the head coach, said is the calming influence of his defense, the guy that everybody turns to when things go bad, he has to show up big. Harrison Smith, to do it all, everything safety, who can blitz the quarterback, play down in the box, play in the deep half, whether it be single safety middle or split high safeties. We'll talk about all that tonight. Those two guys have to show up if they're going to want to make that postseason run.
No Adam Thielen tonight for the Vikings. They won't get any sympathy for the Bears, though, with what's going on here. It's been a really rough week in Chicago. The roster has been ravaged. Lisa Salters will detail all of that. They're playing for jobs both on and off the field. And when you look at it, as they try to play spoiler down the stretch, they can really hurt Minnesota. The front seven remains where all that juice is for the Chicago defense.
Yeah, we talked about it all week, Steve. The front seven has to wreck the game for the Chicago Bears in a good way. And it starts with Akeem Hicks. He's a mountain of a man. Every time we do Chicago Bears games, we have a blast talking about him. When they play against the Vikings, look for him and Dalvin Cook to get after it. There's no secret that they don't like each other. So him and Robert Quinn, the pass rushing defensive end, who's one of the best in the NFL, they have to make life difficult for the run and the pass game of the Minnesota Vikings.
Yeah, I love watching that Chicago front. There's no question about it. But everybody in Chicago, they're only looking at one person, and that's Justin Fields. They want to see, is this kid the future? And there's no question that at times he's looked like a rookie this year, and at other times he has looked electric, and he has looked like the future. We'll see tonight whether he's that future for real.
Well, the Raiders just took care of the Browns. I want to welcome those who are watching that game. We'll hope for something similar, some late-game theatrics. It's the Bears coming up and the Vikes.
sport can be a